Most men think they need money, good looks, or charm to attract women. But what if I told you that's not what creates lasting attraction? True attraction doesn't come from flashy things. It comes from understanding how women truly think, feel, and react. Because just like men, women have desires, fears, and deep emotional triggers, many of which they don't even fully control. Their instincts, social conditioning, and unconscious motivations shape everything they do, from choosing a partner to how they respond in relationships. But here's the issue. Most men don't realize this. They assume attraction is all about external factors: a handsome face, a luxury car, a high-status job. In reality, women aren't just drawn to what they see. They're drawn to how a man makes them feel. And that feeling doesn't come from looks or wealth. It comes from understanding the psychology behind attraction. Today we're diving into 10 hidden psychological weaknesses in women, deep mental patterns that unconsciously shape their thoughts and decisions. Master these, and you won't just become more attractive. You'll build stronger, more meaningful, and lasting relationships. But before we jump in, I believe Stoicism isn't just about mental toughness. It's a mindset that brings clarity, confidence, and wisdom to every part of life, including relationships. If you're serious about growth, hit subscribe to Stoic Station and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Also, I want to hear from you. If you find this valuable, drop a 1 in the comments. If you're not convinced yet, comment 2. I'm always listening and improving. Now, let's dive into the first psychological weakness. 1. The power of emotional stability. The key to control, confidence, and lasting attraction. Women are deeply emotional beings, but that doesn't mean they're irrational or out of control. It simply means emotions play a massive role in their decisions, especially when it comes to relationships. And one of their deepest needs: emotional stability. She's not just looking for passion or excitement, she craves security. The unshakable belief that no matter what happens, you won't abandon her. This is why women are unconsciously drawn to emotionally grounded men, the ones who stay calm even when life gets chaotic. But the opposite, a man who overreacts, acts emotionally unpredictable, or worse, depends on her for emotional stability. That's an instant turn-off. Why? Because it signals weakness. Women want to feel safe, and that feeling comes from your ability to stay in control. If she has to stabilize you, the roles in the relationship reverse. Suddenly, you're the weak one, and she's forced to take the lead. And nothing kills attraction faster than that imbalance. So what's the solution? Embrace the Stoic mindset, a quiet, unshakable confidence. When she's upset, you remain calm. When things don't go your way, you don't complain or panic. When life throws challenges at you, you handle them with composure and control. A man who provides emotional certainty becomes a safe haven for a woman, something she will always be drawn to, even if she doesn't fully understand why. 2. Women are drawn to what they can't fully have, the mystery that fuels desire. There's a powerful truth about human nature. We crave what is scarce. Why do people obsess over diamonds, rare supercars, or exclusive luxury brands? It's not just about their quality, it's about the illusion of rarity. Not everyone can have them, and that makes them infinitely more desirable. Women operate under the same principle when it comes to attraction. One of their deepest unconscious weaknesses is this: they are drawn to men they can't fully possess. A man who is too available, too eager, too obvious in his intentions. He may get her attention, but he will never ignite her deepest desire, because the truth is, women don't chase what is easily won. But what happens when a man introduces distance? when he carries himself with mystery, self-control, and quiet confidence. She feels a pull, a deep, primal urge to close the gap, to figure him out, to win him over. This is why women are often captivated by men who seem unpredictable, detached, or just out of reach. It's not because they enjoy being ignored, it's because uncertainty creates emotional tension, and that tension is the lifeblood of attraction. So, how do you use this powerful force to your advantage? Don't always be available. Let her wonder when she'll see you again. Let anticipation build. Maintain your independence. Have a life that is bigger than any one woman. Show her that you are your own man. Reveal yourself slowly. Never give everything away at once. Let her discover you piece by piece. Make her earn it. Because here's the harsh reality. The moment she feels she has completely won you over, the excitement fades. But if you always keep just a part of yourself out of reach, if she always feels there's more to learn, more to win, more to prove, she will never stop chasing. 3. The silent power of a deep voice and strong presence, when your presence speaks louder than words. Attraction isn't just about what you say, it's about what you project. One of the most underrated yet powerful triggers of attraction, a deep, controlled voice and a commanding presence. Studies prove that men with deeper voices are perceived as more confident, dominant, and attractive. But this isn't just some random preference. It's wired into evolutionary psychology. A deep voice subconsciously signals higher testosterone levels, a biological marker of strength, protection, and leadership. These are traits that instinctively draw women in, even if they don't fully realize why. But here's the truth. Your voice alone isn't enough, because beyond your voice, it's your presence, the energy you bring into a room, that creates real, magnetic attraction. Presence speaks before you do. A man with a powerful presence doesn't need to beg for attention. It's given to him. He owns a space effortlessly, making people feel his energy before he even says a word. A man with a strong presence moves slowly and deliberately, never rushed, never fidgety, maintains a straight, grounded posture, never slouching, holds unshakable eye contact without looking away first, speaks calmly and clearly as if every word carries weight. A man with a weak presence moves anxiously, fidgets, and seems out of control, has poor posture, slouches, and appears physically closed off, avoids eye contact, constantly breaking connection, speaks with hesitation, uncertainty in his tone. The truth is, women pick up on these subtle cues instantly. Even if you're completely unaware of them, she feels them, and they tell her one thing, whether you are a man in control of himself or not. Master your presence, and attraction becomes effortless. If you want women to naturally gravitate toward you without you having to chase, impress, or overcompensate, start by mastering your presence. The stronger your energy, the less you have to do. Because when a man truly owns himself, the world takes notice. 4. Women can't resist a man who's willing to walk away. True power lies in independence and self-respect. If you want to trigger a woman's deepest subconscious fear, do this. Walk away like you don't need her. One of the biggest psychological weaknesses in women is their emotional response to loss. It's human nature. We don't just value what we love. We value what we fear losing. But here's where most men go wrong. The moment they feel a woman pulling away, they chase, they beg, they over-explain. They try desperately to fix things. And whether they realize it or not, they're sending one crystal-clear message. I need her more than she needs me. And the second a woman feels that imbalance, attraction dies. Power comes from the willingness to walk away. A man who can walk away without hesitation radiates ultimate confidence. He doesn't need to convince her of his value. He already knows it. His actions speak louder than words. I am not desperate for you. I have other options. My worth does not depend on your approval. And this drives women crazy, because the moment she realizes she can't control you, that you won't beg, compromise your self-respect or tolerate games, she will naturally respect and desire you more. This isn't about manipulation. It's about self-respect. The rule is simple. Be willing to walk away, and you'll never have to chase. Because a man who truly values himself will never have to convince anyone else to. 5. A man with a mission, the irresistible weakness of women. A woman's greatest weakness isn't a man's looks, money, or charm. It's his mission. Women are instinctively drawn to men who are driven by something bigger than themselves, a vision, a passion, a purpose that fuels them. A man with a clear direction, whether it's building a career, mastering a skill, or pursuing an ambitious goal, automatically becomes more attractive. Why? Because purpose breeds confidence. It creates focus, discipline, and independence, qualities that women can't resist. The mistake most men make. They make women their mission. They put her above everything, sacrificing their goals, their time, their ambitions, all for her. And ironically, this destroys attraction, because women don't want to be your entire world. They want to be part of something bigger. A man on a mission isn't waiting by his phone, hoping for her text. He isn't dropping everything just because she calls. He's too busy building, and that's what makes him magnetic. So ask yourself, what are you building? What are you pursuing? Because if you don't have a mission, women will sense it, and they won't stay. 6. The paradox of controlled vulnerability, when softness becomes a magnetic strength. There's a delicate balance when it comes to vulnerability in men. Too much, and women see you as weak. Too little, and they think you're emotionally unavailable. Women are drawn to men who understand this paradox, men who can be open without losing their strength. The common mistake men make. Many men believe that women want them to constantly express their emotions, but that's not the full truth. Yes, women crave emotional connection, but they are turned off by men who overshare, complain, or seek reassurance from them. Why? Because neediness kills attraction. The secret to attractive vulnerability. Acknowledge your emotions, but don't let them control you. Share your struggles, but only after you've overcome them. Reveal yourself gradually, not all at once. A man who understands this creates a powerful attraction dynamic. When he opens up, women feel special, but they never feel like they have to save him. When he holds back too much, he seems distant, but when he overshares, he seems unstable. The golden rule. Your emotions should be like a deep ocean, visible but never overwhelming. Because women are weak for men who have the strength to express emotion, but also the control to do it in a way that enhances their presence. 7. Women are hardwired to test your strength. Only solid men pass. Most men don't realize this, but women are constantly testing them. These tests aren't random or done out of malice. They are a subconscious way for women to determine if you're truly strong. A woman's deepest instinct is to find a man she can trust, a man who won't break under pressure. She needs to know that if life gets hard, if emotions get intense, you won't fold. How women test you. She might challenge your opinions to see if you stand firm. Create small conflicts to see if you stay calm. Act distant or indifferent to see if you lose confidence and start chasing. It's not because she enjoys being difficult. It's because she needs to know if you're the kind of man who can handle her emotions, her doubts, and the chaos of life itself. And if she senses that you get flustered, overreact, or become emotionally unstable, she will lose respect for you. Because if you can't handle her, how can she trust you to handle the world? How to pass these tests like a man. Never react emotionally. Stay calm, smile, and remain unfazed. If she challenges you, respond with certainty. Don't get defensive. Own your stance. If she pulls away, don't chase. Give her space and let her come back. The key is to be unwavering. Most men fail these tests because they get too reactive. They argue, seek validation, or try to fix things when no fixing is needed. A woman's tests aren't problems to solve. They're signals to decode. The most important thing to remember: women only test men they're attracted to. If she's testing you, it's a good sign. But if you fail, attraction can vanish instantly. So the next time she challenges you, pulls away, or creates a little friction, don't panic. Stay grounded, stay strong, and you'll always pass. Because when a woman realizes she can't shake you, that's when she truly falls for you. 8. Confidence in the face of rejection. The irresistible power of an unshakable man. Most men fear rejection, but the ones who embrace it with confidence, they become the men women can't ignore. Women are naturally drawn to men who handle rejection without flinching. Why? Because when a man laughs it off, shrugs, or even turns rejection into a joke, he's sending a powerful message. I don't need validation to know my worth. I'm not shaken by your decision. I have options, and I'll be just fine. And that kind of unshakable self-worth is magnetic. Why is confidence in rejection so attractive? Desperate men fear rejection because they believe they have no other options. Confident men don't care because they know their value. A woman's attraction isn't just about looks, money, or charm. It's about how you carry yourself when things don't go your way. How to handle rejection like a high-value man. If a woman turns you down, stay cool and collected. Simply say, "No worries, your loss. Have a great day." Then smile, nod, and walk away without a second thought. No anger, no frustration, no second-guessing yourself, just pure confidence. The key takeaways. Never let rejection define your value. Your worth doesn't depend on her opinion. A man who accepts rejection easily becomes naturally attractive. Confidence is irresistible. Rejection doesn't hurt. Only attachment to acceptance does. When you stop fearing rejection, women will sense your confidence. And when you stop chasing them, they'll start chasing you. 9. Women are obsessed with unpredictable men, mystery sparks, intense desire. If a woman always knows exactly how you feel, she stops wondering. And when she stops wondering, she stops chasing. Women are wired to be drawn to mystery, to men who keep them guessing. This doesn't mean playing childish games or being intentionally distant. It means maintaining an element of unpredictability, the natural hallmark of a high-value man. The problem: being too predictable. Most men unknowingly kill attraction by being too available, too transparent, too easy to read, always replying to texts immediately, expressing emotions too soon, too clearly, constantly seeking reassurance or validation from her. The result? She loses excitement. Why? Because the thrill of not knowing is what keeps desire alive. How an attractive, mysterious man operates. A man who naturally commands desire is selective with what he shares. He reveals himself slowly, like an unfolding story. Responds at his own pace, not instantly, not anxiously. Maintains composure, never overly attached to the outcome. He's not cold, he's not distant, but he's also not an open book. And that makes her crave to know more. Why mystery fuels attraction. The human brain is wired to obsess over the unknown. Unpredictability fuels curiosity. Curiosity drives desire. Desire creates emotional addiction. If a woman always knows what's coming next, the chase ends. But if you can ignite her imagination, if she wonders what you're thinking, what you'll do next, or if she even has you completely, she won't be able to stop thinking about you. And that is when the real attraction begins. 10. The man who controls his desires, the one who owns the game. The final weakness of women. They can't resist a man who has full control over himself. Most men are ruled by their desires. They chase women, seek validation, and let lust dictate their actions. But the men who hold true power, they control their desires rather than being controlled by them. Why self-control is so attractive to women. A man who needs nothing attracts everything. Women are drawn to men who aren't desperate for them. They crave men who have discipline, standards, and self-control. Because if a man can't even control himself, how can he be trusted to lead? What makes a man truly attractive? He doesn't chase mindlessly. He chooses wisely. He isn't desperate for intimacy. He upholds his own standards. He doesn't let pleasure dictate his life. His mission comes first. A man like this is rare, and because he's rare, he's irresistible. The moment you stop chasing women is the moment they start chasing you. Because attraction isn't about tricks, games, or manipulation. It's about mastering yourself. And when you cultivate strength, purpose, and self-respect, women won't just want you, they'll need you. In my opinion, a truly attractive man doesn't waste energy trying to impress. He simply masters himself, his emotions, his actions, and his purpose. When a man is emotionally grounded, he doesn't just become more attractive. He builds a life that isn't swayed by fleeting emotions. He stands firm no matter what. Mystery alone isn't enough. Yes, women are drawn to mystery, but without real value behind it, that attraction won't last. A high-value man isn't just mysterious, he has substance. He controls his actions, but isn't emotionally cold. He isn't ruled by his emotions, but knows when to show vulnerability in a conscious, deliberate way. True connection isn't about hiding. It's about strength in openness. A real connection doesn't come from concealing emotions. It comes from knowing how to express them with strength. Women aren't looking for an emotionally numb man. They crave a man who understands them, makes them feel safe and connects deeply, but who never loses himself in the process. A man must have a mission. The biggest mistake a man can make, making a woman his purpose. Because when his life revolves solely around relationships, he will eventually lose his appeal. But when he pursues his mission, his vision, his purpose, he earns not just the desire of women, but the respect of the entire world. We've explored the fundamental traits that make a man truly magnetic in the eyes of women. Emotional stability keeps you in control, providing the security women deeply crave. Mystery and unpredictability fuel desire, because people always want what's just out of reach. A deep voice, calm demeanor, and strong presence create attraction without even needing words. A man willing to walk away when disrespected will always be valued and never taken for granted. Women are drawn to men with a greater purpose, a mission that makes them unshakable. Controlled vulnerability creates deep connections, but only when it's rooted in self-assurance. Women test men to measure their strength, and only those who remain solid keep attraction alive. A man who isn't afraid of rejection radiates confidence that women can't ignore. The man who controls his desires, rather than being ruled by them, is the one who owns the game. True attraction isn't about tricks. It's about mastery over yourself. Because when you embody these qualities, women won't just be attracted to you, they'll crave to have you in their lives. If what I've shared today has brought you value, then make sure to subscribe to Stoic Station and continue your journey of sharpening your mindset, mastering yourself, and conquering life like a truly grounded man. Remember, life isn't a race. There's no need to chase after anyone or anything. Calmness is power. The man who controls himself controls everything. Steadfastness is your weapon. Stand firm, and the world will adjust to you. True attraction comes from within. When you own yourself, everything falls into place. When you stand unshaken, everything meant for you will naturally gravitate toward you. See you in the next video, where we'll dive even deeper into the wisdom and power of Stoicism. Stay strong, stay grounded, and keep mastering yourself.